Welcome into the recap of the Bears' first week of training camp 2022 with new coach Matt Eberflus and his staff, with Justin Fields fully ensconced as the starting quarterback. No nonsense about him competing with Andy Dalton. I'm David Kaplan. I'll be giving you regular updates on Bears training camp, and then, of course, we'll give you regular updates throughout the season, and we'll always have full recaps after each and every Bears game this year. And please make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you'd like to be entered into our contest to win a 70-inch flat screen TV from one of our great legacy partners, Apt Electronics in Glenview, just send me an email, reKAP, that's REKAP, at thecapman.com, and just say I want to be entered. And when we hit 5,000 subscribers, we're north of 3,000 now, I will randomly pull one name and you'll win a 70-inch flat screen TV or one of two $100 Lou Malnati's gift cards to take your family to dinner. All right, let's rock and roll. A lot to discuss. First of all, it looks like Lucas Patrick, who the Bears really liked getting in free agency and is penciled in to start at center, is out at least 6 weeks after breaking his thumb in training camp. He's going to have surgery on it. And my sources are telling me they hope he can be ready game one. Hope. So we'll see, and we'll keep you updated as we learn more. Teven Jenkins missed his third consecutive practice today. And from what I'm hearing, it is not a serious injury. What I'm hearing is there is a high level of disconnect between Teven and the new coaching staff, especially Chris Morgan, the new offensive line coach. That means you have a highly immature player who's got a lot of talent. As one person who would know close to the team said to me, he's their most talented lineman, but I'm also hearing he's wildly immature. And so this is on Teven Jenkins to grow the hell up. But the Bears, how many people do you have in your front office that work on culture and work on player relations? You also have to figure this out, because if this kid has that much ability, you better get it unlocked, because your offensive line right now certainly isn't a strength of this football team. It was a very solid week for Justin Fields this week. I truly believe he's going to be a hell of a football player. I do. Everyone who's listened to me or watched me on TV knows I do not think this team will have a very good record this year. I do not. Again, they needed to make a coaching change. They made a regime change. All that needed to happen. But you just have to look, in my opinion, at the lack of moves in the offseason, other than letting guys leave. I'm talking about what you brought in. And you see they are not pushing their chips in right now. They want to get to next offseason, have a high draft pick, and over $100 million in cap space. And then it's on Ryan Poles and his staff to get to work and land some really good players in free agency and build with a really high draft pick. And if it's a high enough draft pick and Justin Fields shows you enough that you're committed to him, then you could trade back in the draft, get a ton of draft capital if there's teams that want a quarterback, and then you can get this thing turned lightning fast. That's just my take on it. I know there are many of you out there that believe that this is a team that can win 8, 9, 10 ball games. I don't see it. I just don't. But I will be happy to be wrong if you all turn out to be right. I also heard that it was a very good week for Bayless Jones, and that he looks to be a guy who the Bears may have really found a good player in round 3. They are in love with the two defensive backs they took in round 2. Feel like they really hit a home run there, with Kyler Gordon being a lockdown guy who's going to play multiple positions, corner and slot. They really like him. And then Jaquan Brisker, they look at him as a 10-year guy playing safety. So if you have Brisker and Eddie Jackson, Jalen Johnson, and Kyler Gordon, and then a handful of other guys like Thomas Graham, who they still have high hopes for, and Kindle Vildor, who's now got some experience, you have a real chance to start to put the pieces together defensively. I just don't think they have enough in terms of the pass rush. Dave Wannstedt was on my TV show and was at practice and said he was blown away by the quickness of Robert Quinn. So that's really good to hear. A guy 32 turning 33, as Wani said, oh my goodness, coming off the ball, he looks like a 25-year-old. So that's really good to hear. Now let's hope that he's not getting traded away. But again, 1 week is in. You've got to figure out the Teven Jenkins thing. Unfortunate injury to Lucas Patrick, and a good week for Justin Fields. Anything breaks, you know where to go, right here on YouTube at our reKAP channel. And please tell your friends to subscribe and send those emails in if you'd like shot at a 70-inch flat screen TV from Apt Electronics or one of 2 $100 gift cards from Lou Malnati's awesome restaurants. Again, reKAP, R-E-K-A-P, at thecapman.com. Just say, I want to be entered in the contest. We hit 5,000. You've got a shot. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bear down. Take that.